day 5 of math. And before we get into our counting money, we will go over our values again. And this is a quarter, and it is worth 25 cents. Very good. This is a dime. Really good job. And how much is it worth? Blow it into your hand. Release it. 10 cents. Great job. This is our nickel. And a nickel is worth how much? 5 cents. Great job. And our last but not least, copper penny. I said bronze a couple days ago. I don't know why, but it's copper. 1 cent. Very good. All right. We're going to jump right into counting. This is day 2 of our counting money lessons. So, this says, which of these coins make 62 cents? So, we want 62 cents. We have several coins. So, let's first look at what we have. We have a quarter, which is 25, a nickel, which is 5, another nickel, which is 5, another nickel, 2 dimes, and 3 pennies. All right, so we need to get to 62 cents. Let's start with our largest value, 25, and then let's go with our next value, because that's how we've been counting. We start with the largest and work our way down. So 25, 35, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61, 62. So these are coins that make 62 cents. I gotta switch to a different marker. That marker's not dark enough. Alright, so this is 62 cents. Use pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters to show the given amount. Start with the coin of greatest value. Our example, they give us 50 cents. They want us to show what coins we would use to make 50 cents, starting with the largest value. So with 50 cents, we know that 2 quarters is equal to 50 cents. Okay? And you can do this, you can draw this out if you have this page. If you don't have this page, that's okay, no big deal. If you have this page, you can draw it out, or you can just lay out real money. That's perfectly fine, just to practice. So 72 cents, and we're going to start with our coin of largest value, which would be a quarter. So 1 quarter would be 25. 2 quarters would be 50. 3 quarters, 25, 50, 75. 75 is too much, okay? So I don't need the last quarter. I have 25 and 25, which is 50, and I need to get to 72. So let's try using some dimes. 50 plus 1 dime would be 60, plus another dime would be 70. 50, 60, 70. I need to get to 72. So if I add a nickel, that's going to be too much. That's 5 cents. So I'm going to add some pennies. So I have 50, 60, 70, 71, 72. So I used 2 quarters, 2 dimes, 2 pennies, and I got 72 cents. We're going to do the same thing with 96 cents. We're going to start with our coin with the largest value, which will be a quarter, 25. Another quarter would be 50. A third quarter, 25, 50, 75. Another quarter would be 100, which would be $1, and that's too much. So let's get rid of that extra quarter. So we have 25, 50, 75 cents, and we're trying to get to 96. So 75, let's throw some dimes in. 1 dime is worth 10, 25, 50, 75, 85. Another dime, 25, 50, 75, 85, 95. I only need to go to 96. So if I add a penny, which is 1, I will have 96 cents. 25, 50, 75 plus 10 is 85. plus 10 more is 95, plus 1 is 96. So we use 2 3/4, 2 dimes, and 1 penny. You can use coins to show a given amount in different ways. One wants to buy a pencil. The pencil costs 55 cents. I can pay with, he has 2 quarters and a nickel, which would be 25, 25, and 5. And we know if we have 25 and 25, we have 50. Plus 5 more is 55. So he could pay with 2 quarters and a nickel, or he could also pay this way. This is a quarter, which is 25, a nickel, which is 5, a dime, and 5 pennies. So let's count it up. Starting with our largest value, 25, plus 5 more is 30, plus 10 is 40, plus 10 is 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. So he has 55 cents here and 55 cents here with 2 different ways of showing it. Alright, I'm going to switch over to the next page for a little more practice before we head to the workbook. And here we are. Use coins to show 2 ways of paying for each thing. And here's our example. 85 cents for the sandwich. They have 3 quarters, 25, 25, 25, which is 25, 50, 75, and a dime, which is 10 more, is 85. I'll write that up here for you. 25, 50, 75, 85. Way 2. Quarters, 25, 25, dimes, and a nickel. 25 and 25 is 50, 60, 70, 80, plus 5 is 85. Both of these are equal to 85 cents. Alright, I have a 95-cent cupcake. We can have a quarter. We're going to start with our big ones. 25, 25, and 25. That's 75. If I add another quarter, that'll be 100, and it's too much. So I have 75. Dimes are 10. 85. 95. 25, 50, 75. 85, 95. Way 2. Let's start with the quarters. Let's do 2 quarters. That's 50. 25 and 25 is 50. Now let's put some dimes in. 10 more would be 60. 10 more would be 70. 10 more would be 80. 10 more would be 90. And 5 more, a nickel, would be 95. 25 and 25 is 50, 60, 70, 80, 95. Alright, what about this glass of juice? 86 cents. Let's start with our quarters. 1 quarter is 25, 2 is 50, 3 is 75. I only have to go to 86. So if I have 75 and I add 5, if I add a nickel, that gives me 80. And then 6 pennies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 25, 25, and 25. 75. 3 quarters is 75. Plus a nickel is 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86 cents. That's way number 1. Way number 2. Let's do 3 quarters. 25, 50, 75. A dime. 25, 50, 75 plus 10 is 85. Plus 1 penny would be and the yogurt is 99 cents. You can't see that on the board. You guys, we're not going to finish this out just for the sake of time, but I do want you guys to play around with this. You can just find some items at home, stick a price on it. Maybe go to the cabinet, grab a bag of chips or a can of something and let mom and dad price some things around the house. Maybe the remote, just fun things, maybe some toys. Put some prices on it, get some change out, and find different ways to make the correct change to pay for those items around the house. That would be a fun math game. Alright, let's skip on over to our next practice page before we go to the book. And on this page, we're just actually counting the money out. So we're going to see how much we have. Alright, number one, we have 2 quarters, which are 25. We have a dime, a nickel, and 2 pennies. How much do we have? 25 and 25 is 50, plus 10 is 60, plus 5 is 65, 66, 67. 67 cents. Next one, we have a quarter, which is 25 cents. A dime, a dime, a dime, a nickel, and 5 pennies. So let's count. 25, 35, 45, 55, plus 5, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. 65 cents. Okay, I'm going to label these, but I want you guys to count them. So this is a quarter, dime, nickel, 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 quarter, dime, 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 nickel, penny, 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 penny. 25 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 plus 5. You guys count that. 25 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 5 plus 5 pennies. You guys count that. Then at the bottom, arrange the coins in order from greatest to least value. Count on to find the value of all coins. So let's start. How many quarters? We have 1 quarter. So I'll draw that quarter. Then dimes. 2 dimes. 1 nickel. And 1, 2, 3, 4 pennies. How much do we have all together? 25 plus 10 is 35, plus 10 is 45, plus 5 is 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. We have 54 cents. All right, now it's time to get your workbook out. So grab your math workbook and find page 222. Page 222 looks like this. It's given us an example. The pear costs 70 cents, and this is how much change we have. We just have to find 70 cents in our money. So these are quarters. These are 25, dimes, nickel, penny, penny, penny. So starting with our quarters, which is our largest value, we have 25 and 25 is 50, 60, 70, and they circled up, 70 cents. They didn't need the rest of it. So down here on number 8, we have a headband that is worth 80 cents. So let's see, we have some quarters, let's label. We have 4 quarters. You don't have to label on your paper, but if it helps you out, go ahead and do that. Dimes, nickels, no pennies on this one. So we need to get to 80 cents. 25 and 25 is 50, plus 25 more is 75, plus 25 would be $1. That's too much. So we can use 25, 50, 75. How much more do we need? If we're going from 75 to 80, how much more do we need? Blow it into your hand. Release it. Good job. We need 5 more. From 75 to 80 is 5. So we will need 3 quarters and 1 nickel. 25, 50, 75, 80. 80 cents. Number 9, the pencil cost 60 cents. We have 2 quarters, a nickel, another nickel, a penny, and a penny. So we need to get to 60. 25 and 25 is 50, 55, 60. We don't even need our pennies. We have 60 cents right here. 25, 50, 55, 60. All right, good job. Let's head on over to our next page. Page 223. And we're still doing the same thing. We're still going through. It gives us a price, and we pick out the coins we need to purchase. So number 10, 65 cents for the orange. We have 2 quarters, a dime, a nickel, penny, 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 penny. All right, just pick it up. It's okay. It's all right if you're on the camera. All right. I only need 65 cents. So how am I going to get 65 cents? Let's count. 25 and 25 is 50. Plus 10 is 60. Plus 5 is 65. There I am, 65 cents. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pennies. So I could have been like, okay, I don't want to use the nickel, I want to use the pennies. I could have circled the pennies with the 2 quarters and the dime, because that would still be 65 cents. 25, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So if you circled 2 quarters, a dime, and 5 pennies, that's also correct, because that's 65 cents. So I want you guys to do the last 2 all by yourself. You may not all have the same answer. That's okay, as long as your answer is correct. So on 11, you need 50 cents. These are your coins. Find 50 cents in those coins and circle it. Number 12, you need 19 cents. Find 19 cents in those coins and circle it. Okay? Don't give me more than I need. I want exact change on both of them. So you guys work on those 2 while I flip to our last page. All right, page 224. Same thing. More practice counting money. On page 224, you guys are going to do these 2 all by yourself, because you're big kids and you can count money. On number 13, you have a whistle that's 35 cents. Circle the coins you need to make 35 cent exact change. On number 14, that looks like a little change purse or a small wallet for 92 cents. Circle the coins that will give you 92 cent exact change, okay? So you guys work on those 2. That is all we have for this lesson. Again, I would love for you to get the real money out, the real change, and practice store or something along those lines. Just practice counting your money in whatever fun ways you can. See you next time, guys. Miss you.